I see an old couple, man and wife, come back pushing a poor little lamb, which must have been found faulty by the sacrificers. They cried and begged the vendor, who, far from being moved, replied with nasty words and rude manners. "Considering what you want to spend, Galileans, the lamb I gave you is even too good. Go away, or if you want a better one, you must pay 5 more coins." In the name of God, we are poor and old. Are you going to prevent us from celebrating this Passover, which may be our last one? Are you not satisfied with what you wanted for a poor little lamb? Go away, you filthy lot. Joseph the elder is now coming here. I enjoy his favour. God be with you, Joseph. Come and make your choice. The man whose name is Joseph the elder, that is, Joseph of Arimathea, enters the enclosure and picks a magnificent lamb. He passes by, stately and proud, magnificently dressed, without even looking at the poor old people weeping at the gate, that is the enclosure entrance. He almost bumps into them when he goes out with the fat, bleating lamb. Fascinating, isn't it? We don't know much of Joseph of Arimathea, but we see him as a virtuous man. But we only see him as a virtuous man because of the work of Jesus upon his soul. This is the Joseph of Arimathea that is concealed from us because we don't encounter him. A typical upper-class fella who has no regard for the poor. But Jesus also is now nearby. He also has made his purchase. And Peter, who probably bargained for him, is pulling a fairly good lamb. Peter would like to go at once where they offer the sacrifices, but Jesus turns to the right, towards the dismayed, weeping, undecided old couple, who are knocked about by the crowds and insulted by the vendor. Jesus, who is so tall that the heads of the poor old souls reach only up to his heart, lays one hand on the shoulder of the woman and asks her, "Why are you crying, woman?" The little old woman turns round, and she sees the young, tall, stately man wearing a beautiful new white tunic and a snow-white mantle. She must think he is a doctor because of his garments and his aspect, and is greatly surprised, because doctors and priests pay no attention to the poor, neither do they protect them from the stinginess of merchants. She explains to Jesus the reason for their tears. Jesus addresses the lamb vendor. "Change this lamb for these believers. It is not worthy of the altar. Neither is it fair that you should take advantage of 2 poor old people only because they are weak and unprotected." "And who are you?" "A just man." "By your way of speaking and your companions, I know you are a Galilean. Can there be a just man in Galilee?" "Do what I told you, and be a just man yourself." Listen to the Galilean who is defending his equals, and he wants to teach us of the temple? The man laughs and jeers, imitating the Galilean accent, which is more musical and softer than the Judean, at least I think so. Many people go near them, and other merchants and money changers take their companions' part against Jesus. Amongst the people present, there are 2 or 3 ironical rabbis. One of them asks, "Are you a doctor?" in such a way that even Job would lose his temper. "Yes, I am." "What do you teach?" "This I teach, to make the house of God a house of prayer, and not a usury or a marketplace. That is what I teach."